Hello and welcome to the Rubber Duck Project. I'm joined, of course, by Mike as always.
Hello.
Basically today we're going to be looking at the Amazing Spider-Man, just getting a few first impressions, seeing what's good, seeing what's bad.
Yeah, played it for a couple of hours so far. Not very far, just seeing what we think.
Yeah, I think you've done a couple of boss fights so far, haven't you?
Yeah, done the first introduction, done the tutorial basically, and then been thrown into the city. This is the first time the city's been opened to me.
Yeah, the free roam city, that is.
Exactly that. Free
Right.
roam. Completely free roam.
This is the loading screen.
Loading screen, not very exciting. A few tweets here on the side. These are all done in-game. Just basically
Pretty stupid. I think they're just a little bit of comedy while you're waiting for it to load, which is quite a long time because the loading times are ridiculously long.
Quite long. When it loads up as well, graphically not too impressively, not too impressive. It looks alright, but it's definitely not going to be winning any awards. Control-wise, pretty simple to swing around, just one button to swing and then you've got A to jump.
Quite reminiscent of Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, if you ever played any of the other Spider-Man games, you'll sort of feel what you're doing straight away. You get web zip straight away, which again, any Spider-Man fans will sort of know what that is, where you can just zip about the city. And of course wall climbing, big jumps, that's about it. Everything reminiscent with Spider-Man is still here.
Yeah, Spider-Man 2 is one of my favourite comic book games of all time.
Well, one of my favourite games of all time.
Yeah, well, that as well. So I was a bit disappointed to see that the web slinging, your web isn't actually attached to anything.
No, so this is a step back almost. I think it's like it just seems to go anywhere. There are a couple of areas where you can't swing, but the web doesn't seem to attach itself to anything. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it's I mean, it doesn't really take away anything, but just well, apart from the realism, I guess.
Well, Spider-Man's never really been the most realistic game in the world.
Well, that's a very good point.
You missed the scene before, but there was a gigantic robot, so not the most realistic.
Okay. Well, I'll take that back then.
But no, I agree. It does take away from the realism to a small degree, but
Yeah.
at the same time, they have to take sacrifices for gameplay. But at the same time, if Spider-Man 2 can do it, why can't Spider-Man 7?
Yeah, it
whatever
doesn't seem
this is?
too much of a difficult mechanic to add.
No. To explain what's going on, of course you've got the map down here in the bottom right corner that shows you the city. At this point I haven't actually unlocked random events, but you do get random events, muggings, street chases, that sort of ideas.
I think they were the most comical thing in Spider-Man 2, weren't they? The little girl, I lost my balloon!
Get my balloon back! I don't know if the balloons have returned, but muggings and car chases have, so that's one good thing. Swinging is still the funnest part of this game. From what I've played so far, the combat's it's fun, but it's definitely it doesn't feel as tight. They've gone for like a Dark Knight-esque feel, not
Okay.
Dark Knight, sorry, Batman sort of feel. And
like Arkham City?
yeah, so it's sort of like the flow system. So
Yeah.
it tries to flow, doesn't flow.
Okay.
So it's still you're just pressing a button and it does what it wants.
Yeah, well, we'll take a look at combat in a second, but the overall, I think it's pretty positive.
I think the game is fun. I'm enjoying it so far, but it definitely has some of its problems.
Is it a good buy at the moment, do you reckon? Or your opinion?
At the moment, I would say if you're a Spider-Man fan, it's a purchase. If you're not really interested in Spider-Man, it is a movie game. So
Right.
I think it's still early, still definitely early days, but
Yeah.
at the moment, I'm not regretting it, but I'm also not blown away.
Okay. What about I was quite sad to learn about the fact that the voice actor from the movie.
Yeah, so it
Isn't in
hasn't got any of the voice actors from the movie actually, which is actually a massive problem, I think. It's a game endorsed by Sony, made by Marvel, but none of the actors from the actual game are in it, and I don't quite understand that one.
Okay. Oh, that's an example of web zip there.
So that's web zip, exactly that. So you've got a couple of options with web zip. You can either just tap it once and it will do a quick zip, or you can actually go in first person view, actually decide where you're going.
Something funny I found is there's like random flying comic books that just kind of like meander around the city while you're swinging around.
This is an example here, you can say that, so we can, over 400 of these to collect in the game, so that may keep me going for a little while, but effectively they're in very hard to reach places, this is why web zip exists.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's kind of a mechanic to, again, with a lot of games that artificially extend the lifespan of it. Because
Yeah.
I imagine the storyline isn't that long.
I can't imagine it being too long, but yeah.
And considering that's the only mode as well, there's no multiplayer, there's no other kind of
No extras from what
time trials or...
I put it onto hard. So
Yeah.
I'm playing it hard at the moment.
Superhero, that's called, isn't it?
Superhero, hero, and then I think just normal person or human.
Yep.
So yeah, hopefully that extends the life a little bit. We're just seeing if we can see where the rope goes at this point.
Yeah. Seeing whether it trails up into nothing or actually attaches itself to a building.
But yeah, I think that's
That's pretty much shown the city mechanics.
showing the swinging.
We
Showing
jump
that
into
side,
a boss fight now to show some of the combat mechanics in action.
jump forward a little bit.
On my way then.
So where you catch us now is we're on our way to one of the boss fights in the game, or at least one of the story events in the game.
Which is Rhino, isn't it?
Rhino, this is, yeah. So we've just had a report that there's a giant rhino-shaped animal
There he is.
destroying a car park.
It was quite a comical head, I always thought.
And here he is. Jump to the cutscene, and then straight into the combat, as it were. But
Yeah.
guess what? There's nothing new.
And here comes the cliche kind of gameplay mechanics that we see in every combat. Every
So I don't know
combat.
if you've played a game in your life before, but if you have, then you probably understand dodge and then attack when they're stunned in the wall. And, this is exactly the
Oh,
same
and it's
as that.
also executed by doing a quick time event, which is also really good.
Well, yeah, always.
I mean-
Y is normally the dodge button, but yeah.
So we might be being a little bit unfair. This is probably one of the
Well,
earliest bosses, and
it's about 45 minutes into the game, so you're not expecting too much in combat,
Yeah.
difficulty-wise at this point. But to be fair, this is exactly the same as every boss fight you ever see,
yeah,
or at least with Rhino.
yeah. But I mean, the graphics are pretty good. I mean,
The animation quality is good.
Yeah.
The actual textures and such just seem to be a little bit hard.
I'm not sure I'm like the look of that Spidey sense.
I was gonna say it all seems to be very
2D.
similar. Like all the animations just seem to be boxed. There isn't anything different.
It looks like you're wearing a wig when it goes off. It's
It's
spiked
a
up there.
funky hairstyle.
Yeah. Alright, well, we'll let you watch the rest of the fight. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks, we'll see you later.
See ya.
Sticking your head into other people's vans? Mad right.